What's up, Pathways Church? Welcome to today's Daily Dose. All week this week, we've been talking about forgiveness, and we're going to wrap this up with a serious call to action. So let's take everything we've talked about this week and learn how to apply it. In Matthew 18, starting at verse 21, it says, "Then Peter came to Jesus and asked, 'Lord, how many times shall I forgive my brother or sister who sins against me? Up to 7 times?' And Jesus answered, 'I tell you, not 7 times, but 77 times. Now that sounds like a weirdly specific number for Jesus to say, 77 times. And I don't think any of us would be able to keep track long enough in such a organized way to be able to actually get to 77 and be like, oh, you've lost your last forgiveness. But Jesus' point that he's making is not to say we can forgive somebody up to 77 times, and after that, it's okay not to forgive them. As a matter of fact, the number 77 was used to say boundlessly, multiple times, to say without any end. When they're like, I don't know, how many miles do you have to drive today? And you're like, 1,000,000? You may not actually have 1,000,000 miles to drive today, but that just means too much to even count. So Jesus is saying, when Peter says, should we forgive them 7 times? He's like, no, 77 times. You should forgive them so much that you lose count and then start over. Keep forgiving a boundless amount. Just like we've read in other scriptures, God has forgiven us a boundless amount, and it's up to us to forgive others that same way. So let's take all the things that we've learned this week, Monday through Thursday and now Friday, and let's put them together and forgive people a boundless amount. Sometimes it gets hard. Sometimes we get tired. Sometimes we're not sure if we have the strength or the emotional fortitude to continue forgiving people. But it's imperative that we take that next step. Forgive them that one more time. Give them a break one more time. And there's one important thing to realize about forgiveness. Forgiveness is a one-way street. It doesn't say, Peter, forgive them as many times as they ask. It doesn't say, Peter, forgive them as many times as they realize they've done wrong. It doesn't say, forgive them as many times as they've been punished for it. It just says, forgive them boundlessly, endlessly. Forgive them until you lose track, even when they don't ask for it, even when they haven't realized that they've done something wrong. That doesn't always mean that you don't fix the problem. Sometimes you've still got to go back and have a hard conversation or two. But it doesn't mean you can't forgive them in the meantime. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me this week. This has been super fun talking about forgiveness, and I'll see you guys on Sunday morning.